And I want to let you all know that biracial and lighter skinned men are often dangerous. I was having a live last night and I was telling the ladies in the live about how we need to put lighter skinned men or biracial men in the same category that we put doctors, surgeons, pilots, military, police, firemen. They have God complexes. And the reason why that is the case is because they have a variety of different privileges. Pretty privilege in the Black community, white privilege in the Black community, and male privilege. Secondly, their mothers, especially if their mothers are white, will enmesh them. They will raise them to be entitled, where everyone is doing things for them, so they don't have to work on themselves. That's number 2. Number 3, and this is really important because a lot of people don't understand this or think about this, biracial or lighter skinned men have the entitlement of a white man, but the trauma of a Black man. So oftentimes what will happen is that will create narcissism. And it's very dangerous because that narcissism will translate or play itself out in domestic abuse or violence as well as emotional abuse. Super important. I mean, I want you to think about the Chris Browns. I want you to think about the Will Smiths. I want you to think about the Drakes of the world. I mean, there are many others, Jesse Williams. Please let me know what your experience has been with light-skinned men in the comments. If you think that what I'm saying is in line or not. As a dating coach, for Black and brown women specifically, what I think is really important to counterbalance and to evaluate whether these men are actually in their narcissistic nature or not is to actually have very, very strong, healthy boundaries. What does this look like in dating? It looks like only having scheduled calls for the first half of the courtship, because narcissistic men will want to do things on their timeline and based on their convenience. And if you focus the dating and the courtship on your convenience, they won't know what to do with it and they will act a fool. Yeah? Now, obviously, you want to be totally observant of if they're doing anything that's love bombing, if they're giving you pet names early. That's toxic. If they are future pacing, meaning like they're telling you on a first or second date that they want to take you to Paris for Christmas, right? That's love bombing. If they're over complimenting you, or to the point where you don't believe the compliments, that's love bombing. Anything that's of the extreme, even if you might set a boundary, if he is overly apologetic and he gives you 9, 10 different apologies, please understand that's what a love bomber does. So I wanted to just offer that to you as you navigate this. Many Black women will engage with like lighter skinned guys, one, because they want some of that pretty privilege. This is why many of us will get with hot guys. But 2, internalized racism will make us think that lighter skinned guys are safer guys. And I'm here to let you know that they're not. I hope this is helpful as you navigate your dating journey. And again, this is not all lighter skinned or biracial men, but it's a good portion of them. And I want you to be careful out there. I hope this helps.
Yo, y'all know I couldn't wait for this one right here, man, because I've covered this topic several times in the past in my older YouTube days, and I think it's very interesting. I think he used some very bad examples in terms of God complex, which I guess he's using something that's relative to who you guys would know, because he obviously doesn't know the same people that everybody else knows. Personally know people. Power and fame is very intoxicating. Money is very intoxicating. All these people he named became famous very early or have access to wealth. They're multimillionaires. There's an abuse of power when it comes to wealthy men. So you can't compare that. I could name some men also. I could name tons of dark-skinned men. It's just men in general. You can't just say things like this. You have certain types of men that have God complexes. You got the R. Kellys, and that's what y'all saw me writing down earlier while he was talking. You got the R. Kellys, you got the Puffies, you got the Tyreses, you got the Derek Jacksons, you got the Aaron Halls. All these guys, I can keep going on with this stuff. But he was mentioning some things which I can see what he means by biracial and colorism. I'm not doubting that. I just did a video about the Dominicans and all this stuff like that in the Black community having lighter skin. And this goes for light-skinned women too. Pretty privilege. And not all light-skinned people are attractive people, but some people, just because they have a certain type of skin, it automatically makes them attractive, and that's not true. So they're violent. You're more violent because you're light-skinned. You do more love bombing because you're light skinned. Like, who are a lot of the P's? A lot of the P's aren't light skinned out there. Some of them may be, but a lot of them aren't. And we have to look at it also. Light skinned men are the butt of jokes for everyone in the Black community. Light skinned women, dark skinned women, and dark-skinned men are constantly, that's the first go-to is your skin color. Trust me, I've been around long enough to know. It doesn't matter what the topic is, the first go-to to insult you is your skin color, because your skin color is to make you feel inferior because you're not dark-skinned. You're perceived as weak because you're light-skinned, right? That's one thing right off top, but dark-skinned dudes a lot of times want to be with light-skinned women, and vice versa. You will typically see light-skinned women with dark-skinned dudes. That's just how it is. But for you to say that more violent, more love bombing, they set times. Any man that's good with women, you're not going to be there all the time available to a woman. This is just stuff. Setting up times. I'm not saying you have to set up a time, but everybody's busy. People got stuff going on. The thing I know for sure, and this is from talking with light-skinned women, is that they will say dark-skinned men treat them better. They put them up on pedestals. They get away with a lot more up until it goes to a point where you're not listening to what he's saying after a while. This goes for a lot of men. How a man is raised a lot of times and his interactions with his parents has a lot to do with how he treats women. If he's an emotional dude, he's going to conduct himself like a woman, interacting with women because he can't control his temper. I don't think there's any color to go with that. That's just my thoughts. But there's another clip here I wanted to play about a lady. She does a TikTok stitch to his video right here, because this video, this dating coach, is obviously going viral and women are in agreement with it. Another thing to basically say, and I know light-skinned women are basically talking about this as well, but another thing to basically say that light-skinned dudes have a God complex, they're abusive and all this stuff like that. It's crazy, man. You name some dudes that have power and money and fame, so you can get out of here with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this other clip.
And I want to let you all know that biracial and lighter-skinned men are often dangerous.
Oh shit, we're allowed to say this now? We're allowed to say this out loud? Because I grew up being taught this. Granted, you know, it was by the elders in my family. Maybe they weren't as sophisticated as we all are in language at this point. The advice that I had been given was stay away from light-skinned men, they're crazy. And I hate to say it. Anyway, look at his whole video. He makes a great case. And yeah, I'm very careful. I'll put it like that. I'm very cautious around that particular type of man, because the way they are socialized. But seriously, can we talk about it though? Can we talk about it for real? Let's put our feelings aside and let's really talk about this, because a lot of us are entitled to compensation for dealing with light-skinned men is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, you know? So, anyway.
Yeah, these are very bad examples, if I do say so myself. Chris Brown, if you're alluding to Rihanna, he was, a teenager? And this dude with the other guy, you don't know. Obviously, she's still staying with the dude, that Jackson dude. Listen, guys, you can say whatever you want to say. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. That's the reasoning why. I'm not going to argue with you. It's just you can make any narrative fit. And I think by him saying that, obviously people are going to agree. If you say anything derogatory about light-skinned men now, it's going to be accepted. God complex, he's doing this, he's doing that. These light-skinned men have attitudes, they're sassy. I heard of one woman, I was having a conversation earlier. Light-skinned men are sassy. You can do what you want as long as you're not sassy. You can commit all these heinous acts as long as you're not sassy. And I told her, I said, you can't make this up. So these guys doing all these heinous acts, but they weren't sassy. I don't know, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, though. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, and t-shirts. It helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.